Garima lohiya Essay 2. Topic: Patriarchy arises out of the same constellation that engenders casteism, racism, and communalism. Start. Asmita, a 25-year-old girl, is an obscure village of Haryana, was put to death by her own parents. Why? Because she fell in love with a so-called lower caste boy from the village. She was a doctor, educated and empowered, but unfortunately fell prey to the rudimentary practices, beliefs of her village, and powerful influence of caste councils. This story was not an exceptional one. It is disappointing, but is the harsh reality of our country. Even while we are celebrating the 75 year of independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, somewhere the women of our country are being exploited, oppressed and dominated. Patriarchy is a system where women are exploited and dominated by men. It stems out of the multifaceted stereotypes that is rooted in our primary socialization, our education which lacks moral values, and the objectifying role played by media. We are made to believe that women are essentially weak, cannot defend themselves, and gives ground to the rising violence against them. That women are good at nurturing, caring jobs and are meant for the pink collar jobs, and unpaid work becomes their responsibility. That women lack rational decision making capabilities and hence cannot rise above a glass ceiling. In a country where goddess such as Saraswati, goddess of education, is so revered, women of this country are denied basic education. Where Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, is worshipped, women are not given equal rights to property. India unfortunately exemplifies this Devi Dasi dichotomy. Patriarchy stems out of a superiority complex that men are superior and women are the weaker sex. Since resources are limited and demands disappropriate, the benefit shall be reaped by men of the society. If any share of the opportunity will be cornered by women, it will basically reduce the share of pie for men, often called as the zero-sum game theory. This is the same thought that gives birth to communalism, casteism, and even racism. A belief that one religion can prosper only at the expense of the other has led to so many hate speeches, a tensed communal environment which even has diplomatic fallouts. A belief that being born in an upper caste is a privilege, and such privilege shall be maintained by restricting contact and maintaining a loose indigamy. That one particular race is assumed to be drug addict, violent, or inherently weak, and give the other race right to dominate them. Multiple factors are responsible for such a colored vision, but our school textbook, which glorifies a particular phase of history and links it with the source religion and blames the demise on some other. It is also our media which engages in yellow journalism, forgetting their prime responsibility is to hold up the spirit of democracy. India is a multicultural society with diversity in languages, religion, caste, ethnicity, races, and such diversity is the strength of India. India follows a salad bowl approach to not assimilate, rather integrate different diversities while presenting their uniqueness. But such diversities have led to perils of the communalism, casteism, racism, all of which have an intersecting effect on patriarchy. Communalism, casteism, racism is equal to patriarchy. Communalism vis-a-vis patriarchy. Communalism is an ideology that says that two religions have mutually exclusive secular interest. Post-independence, our leadership could not unify the divide already laid down by Britishers. As a result, we see instances of mob lynching, cow vigilantism, hate speeches, but the maximum brunt is borne by the women in the name of religion. Love jihad is one such brutal repercussions. It aims at controlling our women and their right to love, marry versus their men. In the end, it is women whose fundamental right of liberty, freedom, equality, privacy, and dignity are violated. 2013 Muzaffarnagar riots broke out because of a rumor that a man of a particular religion had harassed a woman of another religion. In no time, communal riots broke out and the city was colored red in bloodshed. It had long-lasting impact on the women of not only that city but all over India. Even today we see how in the name of preserving the prestige of the family, interreligious marriages are dispensed. Even Supreme Court in Lata Singh versus Union of India in 2006 said that no law prevents an interreligious marriage. In fact, they are essential for the national integration. However, the women still fear any such act which can fan communal tensions and further oppress them. Casteism and patriarchy. Caste system refers to social stratification based on hierarchy into closed endogenous groups where membership is ascriptive, contact is restricted, and mobility is the theoretically impeccable. According to Dr. Ambedkar, caste system in India can be understood by comparing different castes to different floors of a tower with no staircase. It is based on notions of purity and pollution. Caste-based violence and discrimination had always existed in Indian society, for which various reformers such as Jyotiba Phule, Dr. Ambedkar rose their voices. Even after independence, despite constitution and legal safeguards, caste-based discrimination is a reality, and it more actually has an impact on women. The gross enrollment ratio in higher education of girls in SC/ST is only 23% as compared to overall 54% in India. They are denied basic education right, which forces them into a vicious cycle of low skill development, to lack of employment, to lack of opportunities, to lower standard of living, to further poverty and inhuman conditions. According to the National Safai Karmchari Institute, more than 60% of manual scavengers are women. Manual scavenging exists till today because of misconstrued notions of purity and pollution, and that it is the burden of lower caste to absorb the pollution of upper caste. Manual scavenging is not only inhuman but also deadly and fatal at times. Even today, after reservations for 1/3 seats in Panchayat, the women sarpanch of lower caste SC/STs are not given the due share of respect they deserve. They are not allowed to sit in a chair at par with other members of Panchayat who are from the so-called upper caste. Esther Duflo, in his research, clearly indicated that women sarpanch have had a direct impact on improvement of socio-economic indicators of village as compared to male sarpanch. Despite their talent, grit and hard work, they are subjected to constant humility, ridicule and domination at the hands of upper caste men. The percentage of inter-caste marriage in India is only 11%. Any attempt at inter-caste marriage of 10 of results in negative repercussions for women. This is done in order to maintain the close endogamous group and caste hegemony. Women being burned alive are not something rare. Food cooked by lower caste families in midday meal schemes in Anganwadi schools are not consumed by upper caste students. This has often been a bone of contention. Almost 80% of ayas, midwives and ASA workers are lower caste women who are given the job of child deliveries, and even this is based on notions of purity and pollution. Violence against women in the form of sexual harassment, rape, burden against women belong to lower caste has increased manifold. According to NCRB, a woman from scheduled caste is raped every 8 minutes and scheduled tribe every 3 minutes. The intensity of the police official further disincentivizes any complaint or reporting. The recent Hathras rape case of later Uttar Pradesh is a live testimony to this fact. Caste-based patriarchy is undisputed of India. Men of every caste, in order to preserve their hegemony, dominate their women, though the form may differ. So the expression of patriarchy among Brahmins is different from the patriarchy among Dalits, but it's the women, irrespective of the caste, who are exploited. Racism and patriarchy. Racism refers to discrimination based on facial features, color, height, physical features that distinguish one community from the other. India is home to at least 6 racial groups, according to anthropologist B.S. Guha. Racial intolerance and uh, race-based violence against women has been in the headlines since a couple of years. Recently, a group of African women were molested in Green Park area in New Delhi. Racism basically stems from the association of certain characteristics based on physical or facial features. When George Floyd uttered "I can't breathe," it captured the insensitivity and inhuman treatment that people of a particular race have to go through at the hand of vegetarian race. Violence against women from Northeast India has captured our attention. The recent Bangalore incident, which led to large-scale exodus of women from Northeast India, with increased use of social media and technology, new platforms for oppression of women have come up. Bully Bai app, where Muslim women were bought and sold like commodities, is a reminder of the need of judiciously use of technology. Malala Yousafzai once said, "We cannot progress fully until half of us are held back." A multicultural nation like India is playing with multiple perils of perils of communalism, racism, casteism, all of which are further deteriorating the status of women. As we approach the 75th year of independence, it is time we look beyond parochial identities of caste, race, religion, and take pride in diversity. Dr. Ambedkar said, "Caste is not a wall of bricks or a barbed wire that needs to be pulled down. Rather, it's a notion, a state of mind." Same goes for racism or communalism. Our preamble also talk about secularism, unity, integrity, and fraternity, equality. It's high time we give women their due credit and status in the society and recognize their contribution in the socio-economic development. As Gandhiji said, if you educate a man, you educate one person, but if you educate a woman, you educate an entire family. This was the brainstorming of the essay. Essay to section B. Topic: Patriarchy arises out of the same constellation that endangers casteism, racism, and communalism.